please welcome Christina Ricci.
Hi. Hi, guys.
So good to have you. Welcome.
Hi. Nice to be here.
Absolutely. So very laid back Q&A. If you want to start off even talking about some of the things you're working on now, get right to questions, whatever you're comfortable with.
Let's go to questions.
Let's do that because there's plenty of them.
Okay.
And once again, thank you for coming out and doing this.
No, happy to be here.
Okay, we got a question right down...
Right here.
Okay, right down there.
That's how we want to talk, right into the microphone,
Right in the microphone.
here. Hi, hello, Christina. It's wonderful to have you with. What?
I said, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
And before I get to my two-part question, I just wanted to say I have been a huge fan of all the projects you did, and I think you're wonderful and amazing. Did a great job as Trixie in Speed Racer and Cinder, The Legend of Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon.
Thank you.
So this is a two-part question I've always wanted to ask you. What was it like to work on Speed Racer, The Legend of Spyro, Dawn of the Dragon? Your fondest memory of Ashley, Aston Moore from Now and Then? And if you were to have Trixie and Cinder go on more amazing adventures, what would you have them both do and why?
Well, working on Speed Racer was amazing. It was super fun. I mean, Wachowski Productions are just so huge and incredible. We had I think we had 4 units shooting at all times. And it was really, really fun. I loved it. I loved working with Chad and Dave and the fight stuff and all that stuff. It was awesome. And then working on Spyro. Do you say Spyro or Spyro? Spyro. That was just a voiceover job. So I went in and read lines for a day or less than a day. So that was super fun as well, but less involved.
Nice. Next question, right over here. Let's get you. Stand right up. So we're on this side of the room now.
Hi. I was just wondering, at what point in when you shot Casper, now I believe the breakfast scene was the first scene you shot, at what point did you feel confident, okay, I can act looking at nothing and talking to nothing?
I didn't really have that big of a problem with it from the beginning. It definitely was interesting, and in longer sequences where he was supposed to move a lot, you just had to remember where the ball went because they would rehearse it with a ball on a stick thing. But it wasn't so bad, to tell you the truth.
And I think we're
over here. We've got a question for you.
Hi. Oh my God, this
Hi.
is crazy. In the Addams Family, how did you stay so serious? I mean, there was scenes where I would have just burst out laughing, and you were so serious the whole time.
I don't really know. I mean, that was just what I was supposed to do, so I did. I mean, there were certain scenes where we'd break or something funny would happen for sure, but in general, it was actually easier.
all right down here.
I've got another question over here, so
all yours.
kind of behind the pillar here.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of your show, Yellowjackets, your character Misty. Do you have any rituals or preparations that you have on getting into character as Misty, because she's a bit of a psychopath in the show?
I don't really have any rituals or anything. I think the whole process of getting ready as an actress sometimes does that. When you put your, I wear a wig, so there's the whole process, the hair wrap and then makeup, and I think the physical process of getting ready sometimes really. Just without even subconsciously can really be transformative.
Excellent. Question right here.
You have a new movie coming out called Monstrous?
Yeah, I do.
I'm really looking forward to it. I've seen the trailer, so.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, it should be fun.
Can you kind of give a rundown of what it's really about, kind of?
Yeah, it's a psychological thriller in the style of 50s horror films. So the story, there's a twist to it. So I'm trying to figure out how to say it without. So basically, it is a mother and her son who are running from an abusive husband. But then, as we watch, we realize that that's not exactly what is going on.
All right, we got a question for you right here.
Hi.
I'm a big fan of yours. You're adorable. But one of my questions is, what was it like working with Cher?
It was amazing working with Cher. She was so incredible with me. It was the first set I'd ever been on, and she really took the time to explain everything to me. She gave me advice. She told me about things that happened to older people in careers, and I still remember everything she told me. So it was pretty amazing. Thanks.
We got a couple right down the middle. Right here's the question.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
I'd heard more recently that you were, for the Addams Family, you kind of had a hand in the Fester twist in the ending. Just double checking if that's true and if they came to you for anything else between that or the sequel.
They did. I mean, that is true. I did speak up on behalf of the cast and voiced our opinion about the Fester ending. But they didn't officially come to me. I just told them what I thought. And then I'm sure there were other things I told them what I thought, but I don't really remember.
All right, got a question for you right here.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
I was wondering, what was it like working on Sleepy Hollow? Because your costumes were amazing, especially that last costume you wore in the last scene. Gorgeous.
The costumes were really incredible. Colleen is really a talented lady. It was really fun to work on that project. I had such a good time. We were in London. I was in London for 6+ months working on it, and it was great. I mean, Tim Burton sets are like Wachowski sets, really incredible and epic and huge. And especially with Tim, the production design is always so beautiful. And they're really fun sets to be on.
We have a question right down the middle.
Hi.
How old were you when you started acting?
I was 7 when I started acting. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we got a question right over here for you.
Hi. Hi. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Okay. First of all, thank you so much, because growing up, being an oddball and whatnot, if you can't tell, you're someone who made me feel okay about being me. So thank you. My family would call me Wednesday and things like that, and I'd take it as, you know what I mean, that was great. So I've noticed that as I feel like we grew up together, did you notice that you don't have the typecast, as people would say, but you stay true to what we love about you, yet you continue to be versatile and move on. You do everyone from Misty to Cursed was one of my favorites. I love that so much. And Roberta and Now and Then. Do you feel that way? That you still somehow stay you, but so many versions of you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really what I try to do as an actor, as an artist, is try to do things that really speak to me and that are different. And so it makes sense that they would all kind of reflect a similar kind of aesthetic, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. And another question right down the middle.
Hi, Ms. Ricci. I have 2 questions. One is, one of my favorite movies of yours is Monster. I think you nailed it right out of the park.
Thank you.
And I just think, so I just wanted to know what, how it was working with Charlize Theron and how that whole production and what your whole take on that was. And another personal favorite of mine is Small Soldiers, and I realized that you did part of a voiceover for the Gwendolyn dolls. So I just wanted to know how it was working on that film as well.
Yeah, working on Monster was really great. Charlize was amazing and wonderful and warm and kind. And I think sometimes when you are working on something that is really, really dark, as a way of, as a coping mechanism, they become really funny sets. And Charlize and I would laugh and giggle until the director called action. We just laughed our asses off that whole shoot. And I think it's because the material was so dark, and you can't really live in that space all the time, or else it's just torture. So we had a really good time doing that. And I think everybody was, and I loved working with Patty Jenkins. She's just amazing. I think we were all sad when it was over. And then Small Soldiers was again like voiceover work. So I just went in and recorded a couple of lines. I don't even think I have that much. I don't think I have that much dialogue even in that movie. But yeah, but it was again a totally nice experience.
Over here on the left side against the wall, we've got a question for you right back here.
Hi, Christine. I think you're amazing, and I was wondering, how did you find the transition becoming from a child actress to an adult actress so, smoothly that you did it?
Yeah, I was really lucky in that when I was 15, 16, 17 and really wanted to make movies that were more the kind of things that I would want to watch, all of a sudden the independent films became really huge and popular again, and so they were actually casting teenagers to play teenagers in indies. So I was able to, even as a child, kind of be in more adult movies because of that.
And right down the middle, another little fan.
I have a question. What was your favorite movie you played in?
Oh God, I don't think I have a favorite movie. Because like I've been doing it for 30 years, right? So each one has been like a different period of time in my life, and I loved it for a different reason. And they're kind of like kids. You don't love one more than the other. No.
Right back here, we've got a question for you.
Do you have any thoughts on the upcoming Netflix series?
Yeah, I just finished it 2 weeks ago, and it was great. It was great working with Tim, and Jenna's amazing. I think people are going to absolutely love her as Wednesday, and Gwendolyn Christie is in it as well, and she's incredible. And all the kids in it are really fantastic. So I think it's going to be great.
Another one down the middle.
So, as we all know, Wednesday Addams has some pretty iconic lines in the Addams Family movies. What was your personal, favorite scene line that you did as Wednesday?
My favorite thing that I filmed as Wednesday was in the first, it's not an episode, it's a movie. The first movie, the Hamlet scene that we did, me and Pugsley, because that was the most fun to make. It was pretty good.
Right. I've got a question for you right here.
Why did you choose why did you choose to become an actor? And I love you.
Oh, thank you. I was spotted by somebody in a school play when I was 7 years old, and it hadn't really occurred to me before to be an actor, but when they approached my mom, and then my mom told all of us, I was sort of like, well, actually, my brothers and sisters wanted me to do it more than me. They were older than me, and they thought it would be funny. And so I was like, great, I'll do anything to make them laugh. So yeah, that's kind of how it all started. And then once I started auditioning for things, I was like, oh, I actually really like this, and just kept going.
So another question right down the middle.
Hi, I just first wanted to say you're a huge inspiration to me, and I'm sure lots of people here.
Thank you.
One of the movies that you did was Now and Then, and it's a movie that's very personal to me in a way. And I just wanted to know what your fondest memory of that project might have been.
Well, that movie, Gabby and I became very close, and were then best friends for years after that. So my favorite memories are of just being with Gabby and going to the mall pretty much every weekend.
Got a question right back here, all the way in the back.
Hi again. I read somewhere that you had the honor of being with Cher and Wainwright in the studio singing the Shoop Shoop song. And I was wondering if you can confirm that, and can you tell me what's working with Cher and Wayne?
Well,
what you remember?
Yeah, Winona and I were in the video for Shoop Shoop Song, so that's probably what you're talking about. And it was really fun. I had never been in a music video before, but it was good. And working with Cher, as I said before, was just amazing. She was so wonderful, and really took me under her wing and explained everything that was going on, and gave me good advice. And she was lovely. I loved spending time with her.
Another one down the middle.
Hello.
Hi.
I really loved you in Addams Family. Wish I was there, like, as a kid with you guys filming the Thanksgiving scene. Just wondered if you had a special memory or a favorite memory working with Raul Julia.
Yeah, I loved working with Raul. He was really incredible. I feel so lucky that I was able to work with him. What I remember about Raul is that he was just so kind to me and Jimmy. And he used to sing with us, like all these different songs, and he would put me on his lap and sing opera. And he actually sang opera all the time, like right before takes and afterwards. And he was just lovely, so wonderful to work with.
Don't worry about it.
So we are going to go way to the back
Right
corner.
back. Question for you.
Hi, Christina. I got a question for you. One of my favorite movies you were in was Curse. How was that the best movie you ever worked for?
That movie, it was great. It was we shot it 3 different times, so it was a very long process. But it was really fun. We shot it in LA, and it was a good group of people.
Nice. Back down the middle over here.
Hi. Out of everything you've done, what are you most excited to share with your children when they're able to watch it?
I want to show my son Sleepy Hollow. He won't watch it yet because he says it looks too scary. But, I mean, I'm trying to get him to watch it. Yeah. So that I'm excited to show him.
Okay, that'll work. We got a question for you way over here on the right-hand side.
Hi, I was wondering what your favorite childhood memory of the movies that you've been in as a child?
I would say my favorite movies to shoot when I was a little kid were, I loved the Addams Family movies. I just had such a fun experience. It was such a fun production. So yeah, my favorite memories are of those movies, those 2 movies.
And a question right here.
During your time frame on the Sleepy Hollow set, was there ever a point in time you were truly scared?
No. Oh, wait. No, there was one time where Johnny and I were running down a hill, and there were horses running next to us, and everything was on fire, and then they threw flaming chunks of wood at us. And there was like this big, they had this like big metal thing that they would shoot stuff out of, and they shot, it was, I remember before we came down, I was like, that thing looks like it's aimed at us, and Johnny was like, I'm sure it's not aimed at us, but no, it was aimed at us, and the wood sticks were on fire because they had applied flaming glue to them, so had they hit us, they would have stuck to us and burned us alive. And the horses, you can imagine, went insane when they had fire thrown at them. So that one take before we told them to please move the direction that the flaming sticks were aimed at, but that was a scary take. But it was because of hazardous special effects, not because of the content of the film.
Okay. We got time for about 4 more questions. I think we have 2 over there.
I've got a couple right here. Go ahead.
Hi, Christina.
Hi.
I think you're such a talented actress that when you play roles, it feels like you. But of all the roles you played, which one actually feels like you? Like that you connected with and maybe is closest to who you are and maybe can relate with as a person?
I don't think there is one, which is probably, I don't actually like to play people that are too much like me. I probably would be terrible at playing someone just like myself. So I think that most likely, intentionally, I play people that are very different than me. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, another one right here.
So first and foremost, my 2.5-year-old son is obsessed with the Addams Family. So I just want to tell you that he thinks you and Morticia are just as good as it gets. So I just want to tell you. And I just wanted to say, in filming Now and Then, which was, I'm 35, so pretty much the epitome growing up, my friends and I all desperately wished we lived in the Gaslight Edition. What was your favorite part of filming that particular movie? I mean, Devin saw while we got a picture, my fiance and I, with you earlier, and you were his, he was mine. First childhood, like movie crushes, like that was just the best. What was the best part about filming that? I mean, you were so young.
I was 14, and everybody else was a little bit younger than me. And I think my favorite thing was that we were all on location, and we all were in the same like motel, which was pretty fun because then we could just run down to the pool and hang out, and Gabby and I would go smoke in the lot. I would like run out and run to the parking lot and go behind a bush and smoke. It was pretty fun. Okay.
So on that note, we have 2 more questions. Christina, you're headed back to your table after the Q&A to sign?
Yes.
So if you haven't had a chance to ask a question, get an autograph or a photo yet, she will be headed back to her table. We got 2 more questions, but before we go, I want to just say thank you so much for doing this.
Thank
You're a real trooper, just nailing one right after the other. Let's get these last 2.
We got one over here on the left-hand side.
Oh, you're going.
Hi, Christine.
Hi.
So, what was it like working with the Wachowskis for Speed Racer, and then coming back for a quick role in Matrix Resurrections with Lana Wachowski?
It was really great. I loved working with them on Speed Racer, as I said. It's an incredible set, epic production. And they always shoot in Berlin, and Berlin is just a fantastic city and so fun to be in. And then when I went back for the last one, obviously Lily wasn't there. It was just Lana. But again, it was another just incredible set and incredible group. And they always throw like events for the cast and stuff. Like there's usually like a party every week. So that was super fun as well.
Okay, we'll do 2 more questions.
All right, I've got one right over here.
I'm saving this one for last.
Okay, so I've got one over here to the left against the wall here. We've got a question.
Hi.
Hi. I was actually curious. You worked with some of the biggest names in the business. Have you ever been like completely starstruck stupid?
I was a little starstruck when I met John Cusack.
Ah, yeah.
Because when I was a little girl, like Lloyd Dobler was the best it could get. So yeah, I was a little bit dumbfounded when I worked with him.
One more question. We like to thank you so much for nailing it. And once again, heading back to her table to sign for photographs later today. So here we go.
So at age 7, you kind of went on this path of being an actor. Have you ever daydreamed about like another job that you're like, oh, I wish my life maybe had gone a different direction and thought I would have been a marine biologist or something just different? Have you ever thought about it?
Yeah, I think that I mean, there are a couple things, but they are all very actressy, which makes me think I made the right choice. I thought forever I'd be a really good psychiatrist or therapist. And then I also really like interior design, they're both so actressy. So there you go.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time doing this. Welcome to Pittsburgh. Once again, give it up, Christina Ricci. Thank you so much.
This is John Glover, and you are watching Fandom Spotlite. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Lionel Luther recommends it. Have some fun. Follow your fandom.